carpet, but also sarangi. And today I've decided to talk about this book that I've read this month. I decided this is my March 2025 read, and one word for it: rich. Rich book. It's a quick read because it's only 216 pages, and it's a page turner. You want to know what happens next, so you can finish it even in a day if you don't have a lot to do. And it's called The Concubine, written by Elechi Amadi. It's, if you're trying to read African authored books, it's a good one to try. So I just discovered from a quick search that, because when I see it, I also see things fall apart. The colors, the size of it, yeah, the cover page, I see things fall apart like Chinua Achebe. This one is The Concubine by Elechi Amadi. So I've just discovered the Heinemann publishers in 19 something. They published a series of African authored books, poetry, novels, and this one, The Concubine and Things Fall Apart, among other books, were part of that series. That's why they look so similar, because I also like Things Fall Apart. And yeah, I've interacted with this book before. I think it was my mother's copy, because my mother did literature in her days in uni. So there was this book. We had this book on our shelf at home, but it didn't have a cover page, and I think it started from a few pages in. It was just a chunk of it was missing. A chunk of the first few pages were missing, and I think I read maybe like 2 pages, but then I didn't. I think I was not in this mind frame, yeah, to read it at that time, so I didn't read it. And then recently I saw this. I got this book from, I was given, I asked and it was given to me from some acquaintances. So yeah, first of all, what I like in many books, aside from the book itself, I like the epigraphs. The short introduction before the actual story starts. In most books, it's usually written on a blank page, and then it's just a short, sometimes it's a phrase, sometimes it's a poem, sometimes it's a quote from someone. So this one is, they have not credited where it's from. I don't know, maybe it's just the author who wrote a short poem. Yeah, so let me just read it for you guys, the epigraph for The Concubine. It says, "The thunder god feasts in his grove, then naps twixt rainbows up above, but justice suffers here below, and we know not which way to go." The way the gods are mentioned here so subtly, but they rule. The gods in this book, the gods rule. Akina Chineke and the rest, they rule. The book is Nigerian set. Eastern Nigeria. That's what I saw. I read. I don't know the difference, the categorization of Nigeria. I don't know who are on the eastern side of Nigeria. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's where it's set. And then this is the book blurb. I've just read the book blurb. I hadn't read the book blurb before. When I found the book, when I started reading the book, I just read the book. I didn't read the publications and all the. Yeah, and I'm just right now seeing East African publishers also published it, and they've been like, I've heard of East African publishers before, and what has got my attention is that they were in 1960, they were at Mpaka Road in Westlands, and they are still there, if I'm not wrong. The last time I encountered them, they were still there. Yeah, so the book blurb, someone called Eustace Palmer said, "I have met many students who frankly admitted that of all the African novels they have read, The Concubine was the only one they could respond to because it presented an exact copy of village life as they knew it." So, by Eustace Palmer, in An Introduction to the African Novel. I think maybe Eustace Palmer is another author who wrote a book called An Introduction to the African Novel. But I also know the African novel is a course. If you do literature in school, in school, you'll definitely do a course on the African novel. What makes a novel African? what makes an author African. And then you'll read a bunch of African authored novels from all over all the countries in Africa that have authored a book. Most likely you will read poetry, drama, novel. Drama is plays. Yeah, so Elechi Amadi is the author of the two renowned novels, The Concubine and The Great Point, and also he authored Isimburu, a verse play, his Civil War diary, Sunset in Biafra, which sounds very familiar for some reason. Probably interacted with it in school, but I think I can't remember well. Has been acclaimed. His third novel, The Slave, is in the press. Elechi Amadi was born in 1934 in Alu near Port Harcourt in eastern Nigeria. He went to Government College Umuahia at University College Ibadan. He took a degree in physics and mathematics. Okay. After a period of land surveying and teaching, he enlisted in the Nigerian army. Later, he left to continue his teaching. I like how he's very... he was everywhere. He didn't stick to one thing. He enlisted in the Nigerian army. Later, he left to continue his teaching, but rejoined during the Civil War and served with the former 3rd Marine Commandos. He left the army finally to work for the Rivers State Government. He now heads the Ministry of Education. So, with Moving Simplicity, the first novel tells the story of Ihuama, good, respected, of great beauty and dignity, who brings... I won't continue. These are giving spoilers. Spoilers. I won't continue. But how crazy is it? Like, a Nigerian author got published here in Kenya by a Kenyan... Oh, it's East African. Let me not say they're Kenyan. They're East African. They're publishing all over East Africa. And I guess they're publishing books from all over the world. Let me assume. I'm not sure. But it seems all over Africa, because this is an Eastern Nigerian author published in Nairobi by East African educational publishers. Let me not leave out the educational part because it's important, because they publish educational textbooks. Okay, so I loved this novel a lot. Everything is a metaphor. Everything is leading to something. Everything is relevant, and people get the consequences of their actions almost immediately. You do something in page 46, on page 66, we're already seeing how your actions from page 46 are working either for or against you. That's how this book works. And then everything, even the symbolism on the page, everything is relevant when you read the book. The snake, the sword, no, not the sword, the arrow, the gods were mysterious. In this book, the gods were working in mysterious ways, and they did not come to play. Not in this book. So, it is a pre-colonial novel. I wanted to say, if you are reading African books, and maybe you've read many of them, and then you feel like the ongoing theme is colonialism and the gender norms, and introduction to Christianity. If those are the topics you've been reading, and you're just like, I need a break, this is the break that you need, because it's pre-colonial, and it's not... I mean, it's good to read about colonialism, but then sometimes maybe you read so much of that, you need something different. This is different. There's just a lot of culture, it has concentrated on what was going on at that time in the village, their means of livelihoods, the relationships between family members, the neighbors, the neighboring communities, the trade, like their cultures and entertainment, their food, how they were preparing for different seasons, weather. Yeah. Literally community, because there was places where you see how people are helping, someone was being widowed, and there was also controversial things like arranged marriages, and those stories for a wife who, like, you're being blamed because you've been married and then now you only have children who are girls, and then now you're being there. You know what I'm trying to say. Where are the boys? And then now there's also polygamy. Oh my god, there's also a lot going on, but all in all, rich book, good story. And what did I love? I loved the culture, the way it was brought out, in the sayings, in the names of the people, in the choice of words, in the zero translation. Sometimes they just use the words as they are used in the local dialects. So the lack of translation was also nice, but you understand them based on the context, because it's English, and then one word, which is not English. I think it's Yoruba, I hope, if I'm not wrong. The language, hopefully, I'm not sure. And then, did they talk about hair? Not really. Yeah, so this is the bookmark I was using. Designed and printed by me. Oh, the design is not me, but Canva helped. Canva came through for me. But I can design also if I want to. Yeah, so I think that's it. It's a beautiful book which you should read if you're into African books. You want to be disappointed. I'm sure it can be found in the local bookshops here in Nairobi. I'm sure. Yeah, I was lucky enough to get it from not a bookshop. Yeah. And then there were medicine men, the things that stood out: medicine men, elders who solved conflicts, land disputes, and just there were dances at night, drums, yeah, just nicknames, jokes, banter, young men trying to be grown men, new families, young families, old families, and like, who even talks like this? Like, my father's appetite is mine. You as a normal everyday person, you'll say I have an appetite as big as my father's, but the direct speech in the book, the direct speeches, like you see in a book the way there's paragraphs, and then now direct speeches which have those quotation marks. Now someone was explaining, they were saying, my father's appetite is mine. Short and sweet. Yeah. I just like how the language has been used in this book. Is that Ekwe? She asked. Yes, mother. You are so late, my son. Who says my son? But my mother says my daughter. So, yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, for me, today is 15th March and I'm done with my March book, which is a good thing. I'll have time to do other things. There's always so much to do. Yeah, and I hope my next read will be as good as this one. Yeah. This is not shaggy hair, it's just my hair. This is how it grows, and I've accepted it. So it's not shaggy, it's my hair. Yeah, good day.